Happy morning, students. Welcome back to Blue Stars Higher Secondary School English online class. So, today we are going to learn the last supplementary of 12th standard. What is that? Remember Caesar. Remember Caesar. Who is the author? Gordon Daviot. So, now let us see about the author. Gordon Daviot. She was born on 1896 and she died in 1952 is the pen name of Miss Elizabeth McIntosh, a Scottish born novelist and playwright. She served educational institutions in England and Scotland as a physical education instructor and soon took to writing novels under another pseudonym, Josephine Tay. So, Gordon Davitt is the pen name of Miss Elizabeth M.C. Kintosh, a Scottish born novelist and playwright. She served educational institutions in England and Scotland as a physical education instructor and soon took to writing novels under another pseudonym, Josephine Tay. So, here we can see, study the title of the play. We can read the title of the play, Remember Caesar. So here, who is Caesar? What is he remembered for? Let us go through the pages of history succinctly to answer the above questions. So who is Julius Caesar? Julius Caesar was a brilliant military general and great Roman monarch. He was born on the 13th of July in 100 BCE. He created the Julian calendar, which is the basic for today's calendar. He was assassinated by a group of Roman senators in 44 BC. The day that Julius Caesar was murdered, 15 March, was called the Ides of March in ancient Rome. So, here is the play that revolves around the Ides of March, that is the 15th of March, the day Julius Caesar was assassinated. Here, the play Remember Caesar is about a pompous and proud judge who fears a life threat after he discovers a message Remember Caesar. Discovers a message, Remember Caesar, scribbled on a piece of paper in his pocket. He exhorts his assistant Roger to remain alert to foil the possible attempt of the assassins. He is panic stricken and makes his assistant engage in elaborate precautionary measures. Let us read the play to know whether Lord Weston and Roger thwart the attempt or not. So, this is the title. Remember Caesar. Setting a house in London, room with fireplace, a table of books and papers. So, who are the characters here? Lord Weston, he is a judge. Lady Weston, Weston's wife. Roger Chetwin, Weston's assistant, and Mr. Caesar. So, these four characters. Lord Weston, he is a judge, he is an absent minded person. Lady Weston, Weston's wife. Roger Chetwin, Weston's assistant. Mr. Caesar is another character. So, humor with climax. The message, Remember Caesar, was written by Lord Weston himself. It was not a threatening message by some criminal, but a reminder about the arrival of one Mr. Caesar who was to come to see Lord Weston about rose trees. The message, Remember Caesar, written by Lord Weston himself, grips him with the icy hands of panic. It was just a reminder about one Mr. Caesar who was to come to see the judge about trees. Lady Weston's light-hearted talk about the message was in contrast to the serious tone of Lord Weston, diffusing the infernal machine, a parcel that actually contained new velvet cloak for the judge. So now let us move to the story summary. Remember Caesar is a light-hearted comedy. So it is a light-hearted comedy. The play centers around the efforts made by a panic-stricken judge to secure himself against what he considers an imminent catastrophe. So here the play centers around the effects made by a panic-stricken judge to secure himself against what he considers an imminent catastrophe. The suspense continues till the truth about the paper comes out at the end of the play. The contrast between the serious view of the judge and the callous view of his wife provides the humor. The suspense continues till the truth about the paper comes out at the end of the play. The contrast between the serious view of the judge and the callous view of his wife provides the humor. The title, Remember Caesar, gives a serious look at the play. The assassination of Julius Caesar has a bearing on it. The day the judge found the paper happened to be Ides of March, the day of Caesar's assassination. The title, Remember Caesar, gives a serious look at the play. The assassination of Julius Caesar has a bearing on it. The day the judge the judge found the paper happened to be Ides of March, the day of Caesar's assassination. Lord Weston relates the paper to a possible assassination by those who were punished by him. He acts in a crazy way to safeguard himself, asking Roger to close all doors and windows. He drenches the parcel in water to defuse the possible bomb. Lord Weston relates the paper to a possible assassination by those who were punished by him. He acts in a crazy way to safeguard himself, asking Roger to close all doors and windows. He drenches the parcel in water to defuse the possible bomb. His wife does not take the threat seriously. There is a contrast between the judge and his wife in reacting to the threat of assassination. Her reaction adds to the humor. His wife does not take the threat seriously. There is a contrast between the judge and his wife in reacting to the threat of assassination. Her reaction adds to the humor. In the climax, the story of the paper is revealed. The judge himself had returned it to remind himself about Mr. Caesar, a gardener. Ironically, Judge Weston himself had given the appointment to Mr. Caesar's arrival, diffuses the tension, and the play ends in a humorous manner. In the climax, the story of the paper is revealed. The judge himself had written it to remind himself about Mr. Caesar, a gardener. Ironically, Judge Weston himself had given the appointment to Mr. Caesar's arrival, diffuses the tension, and the play ends in a humorous manner. So, student, the play Remember Caesar is a comedy about an absent-minded and forgetful Judge Lord Weston. So here the play Remember Caesar is a comedy about an absent-minded and forgetful Judge Lord Weston. Lord Weston is a Lord Weston. He discovered a piece of paper with the words Remember Caesar in his pocket. He feared that the message was a warning conveyed by his enemies. As the message was sent on the 15th of March, the day Julius Caesar was assassinated, he was convinced that someone was plotting his murder. Seeing the definite attack, Lord Weston ordered his secretary to shut all the doors and windows. He was panic stricken, but his wife remained unperturbed by the threat. She was frivolous. He ordered Roger to send the cook and the gardener away. Both Weston and Roger took elaborate precautionary measures to thwart the assassination attempt. Mr. Caesar actually was a gardener who had an appointment to visit Weston's garden. The speaker actually forgets the note, remember Caesar, what he wrote at the time of his busy morning. So here, the Remember Caesar is a very light-hearted comedy. Lord Weston, the judge, he was an absent-minded judge, made all havoc in the story, was really a humorous character. So this is the lesson, students. So what was the conclusion? Forgetfulness is a form of freedom, but not to others. Forgetfulness is a form of freedom, but not to others. In book, they have given like you a dialogue, but it is a very simple and short story. So now let us move to the glossary. Twiddling my thumbs means being idle. Twiddling my thumbs, being idle. Charles II, King of England from 1660 to 1685. Charles II, King of England from 1660 to 1685. Footpad, highwayman. Footpad, highwayman. Who goes out about on foot. Game pie, meat. Game pie means meat of animals or birds hunted and killed, covered with pastry and baked. Lada mercy and exclamation. Lada mercy and exclamation. In Tamil we can say, oh my kadole, like that. Minute, minute details. Minute details. Gingerly, carefully, gingerly, carefully. Infernal, a concealed or disguised explosive device intended to destroy life or property. Infernal, a concealed or disguised explosive device intended to destroy life or property. Ilex tree means evergreen oak tree, also called home oak. Foil, to frustrate or thwart the efforts of the assassin. Excursions and alarms means noise and bustle. Excursions and alarms means noise and bustle. So again I will tell you the story, students. Remember Caesar. Here the speaker actually forget the note, remember Caesar, what he wrote at the time of his busy morning. Though the note was a reminder, his absent-mindedness and forgetfulness, the irony in the message, remember Caesar. Lord Weston discovered a piece of paper with the words remember Caesar in his pocket. He feared the message was a warning conveyed by his enemies. The speaker actually forgot the note, remember Caesar, what he wrote at the time of his busy morning. Though the note was a reminder, his absent-mindedness and forgetfulness was the irony in the message, remember Caesar. So Lord Weston, he was an absent-minded judge, made all havoc in the story, was really a humorous character. Being a judge, he used his intelligence to stop his assassination by the enemies. But his absent-mindedness made all his attempts futile and it made him a joker. So Mr. Roger, he was a secretary to Lord Weston, elected upon all his master's orders. He was blind with dedication to his master. He assisted with Weston in all the havoc. He was also humorously pictured in the story. Lady Weston, Weston's wife Frances, had been fed up with her husband's tomfooleries. So, this is the lesson, students. I hope you would have understood the lesson. So, we have completed 6 units, 6 prose, 6 poem, and 6 supplementary. So, thank you, students. Have a great day.